once again. Hope all of you are doing well. Hope all of you are doing well. Yeah. So we'll continue with our dividend policy. So we were discussing in the previous class dividend policy. So what is dividend policy? What are the different types of dividend policies we have seen last class, right? So do you remember anything of last class? What are the different types of dividend policies? Anybody? So we discussed last class, right? There are two types of policies. Normally it is called relevance and irrelevance policies. So what do you mean by relevance policy? Yeah. So dividend policies, normally we have four types: like regular dividend, stable dividend, irregular dividend and no dividend. Okay, and then we saw there are different types of theories on dividend policy. So that is called relevance theory and irrelevance dividend theories. Relevance theory says that when the company is declaring dividends or whenever they are paying the dividends, the value of the firm will increase or value of the firm doesn't increase. Okay, if it is a relevance theory, they say when the company pays dividends, it will definitely affect the value of the firm and the share price, and then the shareholders' wealth will be maximized. And irrelevance theory says that the dividend policy doesn't have any effect or impact on the value of the firm or the share price. Okay, so they say that it is mainly affected by the value of the company is mainly affected by the earning capacity of the company, and the company's efficiency. Okay, that is what is relevance and irrelevance theory. So I think yesterday I sent you the theory notes. You might have read the first theory what we are going to discuss today. Okay, that is Walter's model. Hope all of you have read that theory. Anybody read the theory? Walter's model. Does it come under relevance or irrelevance theory? It is relevance theory. So what is relevance theory? Relevance theory says that the value of the firm will be affected by the dividend policy. So whether the company is giving more dividend or less dividend will affect your value of the firm. Okay, that is what is relevance theory. And we have seen the Walter's model yesterday. So Walter's model, hope all of you are read. So can some of you just tell me what is Walter's model? What does the Walter model talks about this? I think all of you got this PDF yesterday in the WhatsApp. So Professor James E. Walter in 1963, so he proposed the share valuation which supports the view of the firm's dividend policy bearing on the share valuation. That means the stock price of the company will be affected based on the dividend policy of the firm. Okay, and then he says if it is a growing firm, what do you mean by growing firm? The company which is having more demand in the market and the share price is increasing, and this company has a more opportunity. So this company wants more and more capital. So this company will normally don't go for dividend. They try to retain the earnings. Whatever they earning, the profits or whatever they're earning, they'll try to retain those profits, and that retained profits or retained earnings will be reinvested in the company because they have lot of opportunities to invest. They require more capital because they have lot of demand in the marketplace. So they want to tap those opportunities. So when they want to grab the opportunities, they need lot of capital. So these firms are called as growth firm. Another firm is called declining firm. What is declining firm? Declining firm are those firms where your earnings are not much. You are able to sustain your company, but you are not able to grow. There are not lot of opportunities for your company. Okay, so even though they retain the earnings, rather than giving it as a dividend. If they retain the earnings, what happens is the company is not unable to earn the good profit. That means your R will be lesser than your, that will be R will be lesser than K naught. What is R and K naught? I think you might have read that in the PDF. Can someone tell me what is R and K naught? Yeah, rate of internal return, or it also called as internal rate of return or return on investment. And what is K naught? Yeah, it is cost of equity or cost of capital. Okay, it is nothing but the overall cost of capital of the firm. When your R is more than K naught, that means these companies are called as growth firms. These are called as growing firm or growth firms. Then when your R is equal to K naught, they are called as moderate firms. Moderate or normal firms. Normal firm. And when your R is less than K naught, these are called as declining firm. Declining firm. Yeah, can you see the board? Are you able to see the board? Yeah. So Walter's model, okay, divides the firms into three types of firms. One is called growing firm, then is moderate or normal firm, and third one declining firm. Okay. So what is growing firm? For a growing firm, the rate of return will be greater than the K naught. That means your IRR will be more than your cost of capital. This is nothing but your IRR. Internal rate of return will be more than your cost of capital. Say for example, your R is say 18% and cost of capital is say 10%. So obviously your R is greater than K naught. Yes or no? Yes? These are called as growing firm because my earning capacity is more than my cost. What am I able to pay for the cost of capital? So these are called growing firms. Normal firm is nothing but where your R will be equal to your K naught. That is your R is also 10% and your cost of capital is also 10%. These are called as normal firms. Are you getting it? You're not able to see? Yeah, 10% is equal to 10%. And then declining firm where your cost internal rate of return is only 8% and your cost of capital is 10%. So now tell me R is greater than 10 K naught or lesser than 10 naught? K naught. It is less than. These are called as declining firm. So what is the logic here? The logic is, he says, if my earning capacity is more than my cost, then what happens? They need more capital. So whatever the dividend they are supposed to give, they will be retaining this dividend. They'll go for retention. They'll go for retention policy. That means they will not give dividends. If they are not giving dividends or they give lesser dividend or minimum dividend, the value of the firm will be increasing. If the growing firm declares more and more dividend or maximum dividend, then what happens? These companies their share price will come down or the valuation of the share will decrease. And the normal firm, it is irrelevant. It is irrelevant whether they are issuing or not, because these companies are, the cost of capital is equal to the cost of their rate of return or their IRR. So these companies, it is irrelevant whether they are declare dividend or don't declare dividend, the valuation of the firm will not be affected. The value of the firm will not be affected. And the next one is declining firm. These are the companies where their earning capacity or their internal rate of return is very less, which is even lesser than the cost of capital. For these companies, the best option for them is to declare dividend and keep the shareholders with them. So these companies can declare, declare more dividends, and they can retain the shareholders. Okay, so these are the three types of companies: growing firm, moderate firm, normal firm, and declining firm. So the Walter says that for a normal firm, the company, they should try to give as minimum as possible the dividends, because it's their earning capacity, their R is greater than K naught. So if they reinvest that money, they can earn more than the cost of capital. So for them, what is the optimum dividend policy? What is the optimum dividend policy for growing firm? It is minimum dividend. For them, it is minimum dividend. And for moderate firm, it is indifference. For a moderate firm, whether they give dividends or they don't give dividend, it doesn't matter. So it is indifference. And what is the declining firm? Declining firm should go for as maximum as possible. They have to declare the dividend. They have to go for max dividend, that is maximum dividend. That means when the company pays maximum dividend, the valuation of the firm will increase for the declining firm. Understood? Any doubt? Students, any doubt?
No, sir.
Yeah, this is Walter model. Any doubt before we go to the numericals?
So how does the valuation of the firm increases? Is it because you're giving higher dividends?
Yeah, value of the firm is determined by the P value. What is P in the formula? Market price of a share. Okay, market price of a share. So P is nothing but the market price of the firm or of the company's equity share. Okay, so when my price is increasing, then I can say the value of the firm is increasing. Yes or no? The moment your price increases, automatically your valuation of your firm will increase. And second thing, your shareholders' wealth also will be wealth will also increase. So when my P is increasing, the valuation of the firm and my shareholders' wealth also will increase. Got it?
Okay.
Yeah. So share valuation is mainly determined by the P value. I'm going to discuss only two problems today because of time constraint. Okay. Shall we go to the first question? Before that, let us write down the formula what he has given. Yeah, this is a formula which is given by Walter for determining the value of the firm. What is P? P is nothing but the price of equity share in the market. P is price of equity share. What is D? D is dividend per share. And R is what? R is your internal rate of return. And K is K naught, the overall cost of capital or the cost of equity. And then E. What is E? Earning per share, and D is dividend per share, and divided by, whole thing is divided by again cost of capital, K naught. Understood the formula? D plus R divided by K naught into E minus D whole divided by K naught. So now look at the first question. Let me read the question. From the following data determine price per share and comment. So here he is asking you to calculate the price per share of these two companies. He has given company ABC and company XYZ. Two companies he has given. So what is the first one? Earnings per share. That is E. In the formula, E is for ABC 10 rupees and for XYZ 10 rupees. And next, cost of capital. What is this?
K.
K naught. K or K naught. And then for ABC it is 12% and XYZ also it is 12%. Then return on investment. That is nothing but my R. R is how much? 15% and 15% for both the firm. And dividend per share is rupees 8 for ABC company and for XYZ is 5 rupees. So what you can understand from this question? You can see there all the parameters it is same. All the parameters it is same. That is for ABC company all the things are same. The earning per share is same, cost of capital is same, and return on investment is same, except what? Dividend per share. Okay, so here he has given like that mainly to test and see whether only the dividend policy, if it is changing, will it affect my firm, value of the firm or not. And Walter has already proved it, so he is asking you also to you can prove that once you apply the formula and you can use it. Got it? Yeah, somebody was telling something, please go ahead. Shubham or somebody was telling something. Sam, you wanted to say something? Okay, so this is what we have to do now. So we have to first calculate the price of the share for both the companies separately, and then we have to see whether the dividend policy, that is in the ABC company, what you can see, dividend they are giving 8 rupees and XYZ is giving 5 rupees. And one more thing, whether ABC is a growing firm or normal firm or a declining firm. ABC company, is it normal firm or declining or pardon?
Growth firm.
Why do you say it is growth firm?
So both are growth. R is greater. Yes, R is greater than 12%.
Yeah, both are growing firm because in both the cases the R is greater than K naught. Correct? So both the firm. So what is the Walter's theory says for the growing firm?
Not compulsory to go in the dividend. Less its money.
Not compulsory to give dividend. Minimum dividend if they give, what will happen? If they give minimum dividend, what will happen?
Then they can reinvest their money again.
Okay. No, my question is what happens to the P? What will happen to the P? If they go for minimum dividend, what will happen to the P value? P will increase or decrease? That is market price of the share.
Increase.
If they go for minimum. Now let me tell you once again, the Walter says that if it is a growing firm, they have to make sure that they'll give minimum dividend. If they give minimum dividend, the P will increase. That means your price of the share will increase. Got it? And if it is a declining firm, then it is opposite. They have to give maximum dividend to increase their share price or the share valuation. Got it? Now let us test this now. Since both are growth firm, we'll see one company is giving more dividend, ABC is giving more dividend, and XYZ is giving less dividend. We will see now whether it is affecting the price value or not. Okay, shall we go ahead? First, we will calculate the price for ABC company. Okay, so ABC company, we will calculate ABC company's price. Okay, so P is equal to how much is ABC company dividend?
There's a board, sir.
You are not able to see. One
So
minute.
we are seeing the question.
One minute. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, you're able to see now. So P is equal to D plus R divided by K naught into E minus D divided by K naught. So I'm doing first for the ABC company. I'm doing for ABC company. So for ABC company, dividend is how much? 8 rupees. And R is how much?
0.15.
0.15. And K naught? 0.12. And E, what is E? Earning per share.
10.
How much? 10.
Minus 8.
10 minus D is 8. All divided by K naught. K naught is 0.12. So all of you please simplify this and tell me the P value. If you got it, it is rupees. Why rupees I'm writing? Because it is stock price 87.5 rupees. Right? So all of you please, pardon me? Yeah, please talk. Okay, please write down this quickly. I'll wipe it now. Next we will do for XYZ company. Pardon me? Yeah, one more thing students, I told again and again in the class, don't tell me the answer if I'm not asking. Please don't tell. Who is that? Kindly don't tell.
Sir, no one.
Yeah. So now we will do the for next company. That is company. We will calculate for company XYZ. For XYZ, how much is D? Dividend? 5 rupees. R is same 0.15. K naught is also 0.12. And E is again, how much is E?
10.
E also is 10. And D is 5 divided by 0.12. So please calculate. Calculate the price of the share for XYZ company. I want all of you to calculate. Please calculate. How much is the answer? 93.75 rupees. Since it is a market share of the price, so please tell in rupees. 93.75. Got it? So for company ABC, how much we got?
87.5.
87.5, and for XYZ we got 93.5. So what is the conclusion? What is the conclusion for ABC?
Minimum dividend is a bigger share of.
Yeah,
Price of the
ABC. Yeah, ABC gave how much dividend?
8.
No, dividend was how much for ABC?
8 rupees.
8 rupees. XYZ
5.
5 rupees. So please compare both the data. Please compare these two data and tell me what is the conclusion.
Lesser the dividend, more the price of the share.
Yeah, dividend is less. So what happened to my price? Price increased. Okay, whereas here dividend is more and my price decreased. Got it? Because what he said, Walter said for the growth firm, for a growth firm, if your R is greater than K naught, okay, so what is that they have to do? Minimum dividend payout ratio. then what happen? My P will increase. That is what you can see there. Since ABC company gave more dividend, their price did not increase more, it was only 87.5. And company XYZ, they gave less dividend, they gave just 3 rupees less. Then what happened? Their price increased to 93.75. Understood? This is what the conclusion you have to write. Any doubt?
No, sir.
So the conclusion is, you can see there on the screen, according to Walter's model, where the price is maximum when R is greater than K naught with low dividend payout ratio. With low dividend payout ratio is company XYZ. Okay. The above solution, both forms have same information except dividend valuation. You can see that's why XYZ gave the minimum dividend and their price increased to maximum level. Can someone read the next question? Okay, let me read for you. The following information is available in respect of a firm. One company, we don't know the name he has not given. The information only has given. So EPS, earning per share, is given 40 rupees and K naught is 10%. Overall cost of capital is 10%. Assume he has given 3 assumed R values. That is return on investment, that is rate of return of investment. In the first scenario it is 13%, then second 10% and third is 8%. And then you are required to show the effect of dividend payment on the market price per share using Walter's model when dividend payout ratio is, in the first scenario is given 0%, then 25%, 37.5%, 50%, then 75% and 100%. Okay. So in this question he has given me 3 R's and he has given the different payout ratios. And K naught is constant. K naught is 10% for all the 3 scenarios. Okay. So we will solve this in a tabular column. So it will be very easy for you to. Okay, so you have to draw a 3-column table. First column you can write where R is greater than K naught. Second one, R is equal to K naught and R is less than K naught. First scenario, how much is R given? You can write in the bracket. How much is R for first scenario? 13%. How much is K naught? So how much is K naught? Cost of capital? 10%. Not tell me 13% is greater than 10% or less than 10%. It is greater than. Second scenario, R is how much? 10%. K naught is also 10%. And last one, how much is R? 8%. And K naught is 10%. It is lesser than K naught. So we have 3 kind of forms. So what is the first form? Can you find out? First scenario. This scenario shows about the growth. Second scenario, this is a normal scenario. And the last one, declining scenario. Declining scenario. Understood now how to prepare the table? Are you able to see the table? So please draw this 3-column table. That is R is greater than K naught, R is equal to K naught and R is less than K naught. So now we have to we have to calculate the value of the form. We will take the same formula and here we have to calculate how many different scenarios? 6. He has given 6 scenarios. So we'll take first one. When the dividend payout ratio is first one 0%. In the first case, he has given dividend payout ratio as 0%. Okay. So let us put the formula. P is equal to D plus R divided by K naught into E minus D whole divided by K naught. Here, how much is D? Dividend payout ratio is 0. So D will be 0 plus R. R is how much? 13%, 0.13 divided by K naught is 10, 0.10 into earning per share. How much is earning per share? How much is earning per share? 40. D is 0 whole divided by 0.10. So please calculate. How much are you getting? How much is the answer?
520.
Rupees
520.
520. Now calculate for next one. P is equal to, again D is 0 plus R is 0.10 divided by 0.10 into earning per share is same 40 rupees. Earning per share is also same 40 minus D is 0 divided by 0.10. Quickly calculate the P value. When DPR is 0%, the P value will be how much for when R is equal to K naught? Pardon? Signal correct got over. Yeah. How much you got the answer for second one? How much you got the answer for second one?
More than
400 rupees. Now calculate for third one when my R is lesser than K naught. So P naught will be again D is same 0 plus now R is 0.08 8%, then 0.10 into E is 40 minus 0 divided by 0.10. Calculate for the declining situation. What will be your P when dividend payout ratio is 0%? DPR is 0.
sir.
Rupees 320 is right answer. Okay, so you will get rupees 320. Understood now? Any doubt? So out of 6 scenarios, we have done only the first one. First one is DPR is 0%. Okay, when 0% means D will be 0. So wherever you see D, you substitute 0 and rest things will be same for all the things. Okay. Now we'll do for second one. Second scenario says when DPR is 5%. Sorry, 25%. Now we'll go for second one. Second scenario when DPR is 25%. 25% is a DPR, but how much is dividend per share? How to calculate dividend per share? Dividend per share is equal to earnings into DPR. Earnings is how much? 40 rupees into DPR is 25% of that. So please calculate. Yeah. EPS earning per share into DPR. How much you'll get? 10. That means wherever you see dividend D, you substitute as 10 rupees. Other things will be same. Okay, let me do this. Now, rest of things are same, only my D will change. So wherever you see D, please substitute as 10 rupees. And please calculate once again. Please calculate for all the three situations: growing form, normal and declining. Only D you have to change, all other values will be same, because my R K0 will not going to change, it will be constant. E also is constant, only D will be changing. How much you got for the first one? When R is greater than, pardon? 490 rupees you should say. 490 rupees you got. Next, second one. Second scenario, how much you getting?
400.
400. Next. What, how much is for the declining situation?
340.
3?
40.
340 is correct. Okay. So we are done when DPR is 0 and DPR is 25%. What are the next third one? What are the third scenario is given? DPR is how much?
37.5.
37.5. DPR is 37.5. Please calculate the dividend per share. How much you'll get? That is DPS is equal to EPS into DPR. EPS is 40 rupees and DPR is how much? 37.5%. So please calculate dividend per share. DPS.
15 rupees.
Rupees 15. Rupees 15. Everybody got?
Yes,
Apart
sir.
from Shubhashri, everybody got? Okay. So now, in the same way, wherever you see dividend D, you substitute as 15 rupees and calculate once again the share price. Once again, you have to calculate the share price. First scenario, D I substitute as 15 rupees because I got DPR as 15 rupees and R is same 13%, 0.13, K0 is same 0.10 and E is same 40 rupees, will not change. Only D is going to change, so D will be 15 rupees and then K0 is 10. So please calculate for first one. Calculate the dividend per share. Already we done that, 15 rupees we got. So now you calculate the share price. What will be the price of the share?
475.
4 rupees 475 is correct. Now we'll go for second one. Second one, again D is 15 rupees and R is 10%, that is 0.10, K0 is 10%, 0.10 and E is 40 rupees and D is again 15 rupees and K0 is 0.1. Please calculate for the normal form. Please calculate for normal form. Yeah, Sharon, kindly mute. Sharon, kindly mute.
400.
400. 400.
So
Second one is, how much you got?
it's 400.
Rupees 400 is correct. Now for the third one, when R is less than K naught, okay, so D will be again 15 rupees and R is 8%, that is 0.08, K naught is 10%, 0.10, and E is 40 rupees, and then D is, as we discussed already, 15 rupees, already calculated, and K naught is 10%, is 0.10. So please simplify and calculate the share price. What is the market price of the share when the R is less than K naught and D is DPR is 37.5%. That is your DPS is 15 rupees. When my DPS 15% for a declining form, how much is my share price? We need to calculate. Sorry, I'm facing some network issues, so it is because of network fluctuation. This is happening, so don't mind. So, how much you got the answer?
350.
Rupees 3
So
350 is correct. Shubham, any doubt? Sam? So somebody was asking some doubt. Sam, or I interrupted in between, so please tell. No? Then before the end of the class, we'll do one more scenario and remaining things you can do it. Which one shall we do now?
50%.
Shall we do 50% or 100%?
50%.
50% will do. Okay. So first what do you have to calculate?
EPS.
First I have to calculate earning dividend per share. So now first you write down here the fourth scenario. Fourth scenario, the dividend payout ratio is 50%. Dividend payout ratio is 50%. So now let us calculate DPS, dividend per share. DPS is nothing but dividend per share, that is EPS into DPR. EPS is 40 rupees and DPR is 50%. So please calculate how much you'll get. You can calculate without calculating, using calculator you can calculate. How much 50% of 40 rupees? 20. Yeah. Don't take so much time. So now substitute now the dividend as 40 rupees in the first one, growing form. So DPS will be now 20, dividend is 20, dividend per share, and R is 13.13 and 0.16. Yeah. So R is 13.13 and K naught is same 0.10 into EPS is 40 and dividend per share will be 20 divided by 0.10. So please calculate for the growing situation. Growing scenario, how much will get
460.
price per share? For how much?
460.
We will get the answer as 460.
460.
Yeah. Now we'll go for second one. For a normal firm, normal situation, DP is again the dividend is 20 rupees. We already got it. Substitute 20 rupees here into K naught R divided by K naught. R is 10, so 0.10. K naught is 10, 0.10 into E is 40 rupees minus D is 20 rupees divided by overall cost of capital, that is 10 rupees, 10%, that is 0.10. So please calculate the
400.
share price,
400, sir.
400 rupees. All since everybody got, we'll go to the third one. Third scenario is a declining scenario. Why I am saying declining scenario? Because R is less than K naught. So now you substitute the values in the formula. So D is how much? 20 rupees. Okay, into plus R is 0.08.